We all know mental health problem is still part and parcel of our community, but yet we find it very hard to talk about it openly about mental health. Why are we not able to talk about mental health openly? Is it because of the stigma that is associated with mental health? We don't know how to bring it up and talk about it. My name is Arenze, a psychiatric nurse practitioner. I have been in this space of mental health for over a decade. So today we're going to be talking about stigma that is associated with mental health. Why does it still exist? All these years, even all the technology, even all the news, we still struggle. It's still stigma that it still exists when it comes to mental health space. And why does it still exist? So let's look at the stigma. Stigma is the negative that people feel when it's associated with mental health issues. It's about the judgment, the way we look at people because they feel or because they have mental health illness. In that case, people feel shame to talk about it. People feel indifference because they don't want to be labeled that they have mental health illness. And that has been going on in the society, in the approach. Some people are struggling, finding it very hard to come out or go to clinic or go to therapy or to seek for help. And most often is because of stigma. And there are certain parts or certain things. I look at it from the perspective of history and also our culture. So when we talk about history, we don't talk about mental health. Not even about 10, 15, 20 years ago that, they started pushing a lot of money, a lot of resources to mental health. Prior to that, nothing. People were just not able to know what to do. Certain is just about the stigma that comes about it. So that's why we are talking about it. They want people to feel free, be able to get themselves back, to be able to go to treatment. Do I need to talk about it? Some of us came from a culture. That's a taboo. It's a big taboo to talk about mental health. If you hear depression, anxiety, you can't even mention that. It's not a part of discussion we have in the family. So for people from that culture, you have to understand, we want people to seek for help. We want people to be good with that. So that is where all this stigma is coming up from, that prevent people from seeking for help. And also in the sense that when people feel ashamed to seek for help, they're feeling tear. They don't want to go out and talk to people because of the stigma. And sometimes they have something like suicidal thought. That's why we need people to be able to go to treatment, be able to open up to feel comfortable to talk to, be it your doctor, be it your therapist, anybody in the community that you can talk to. Just like the way we talk about our physical health, we need to be able to feel good, feel confident, and talk about our mental health. The stigma that is associated with mental health, we want us to start feeling good about it. We need to be positive. We need to feel good when we go to treatment, when we go to our doctor, when we go to any supportive person in our community that can help us feel good with ourselves. What are the ways or 5 things that we need to be doing? One of them is education. Education is part of it. We need to be educated ourselves, knowing things, knowing when to, the kind of thoughts that needed to be. We have to be educated and know what is going on in the society. How do we relate to it? How do we talk about mental health? Secondly, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about mental health. Talking about it brings in healing, brings in hope, brings in change. Nobody heals just being silent. Is about being openness. It's about opening up. Also, stereotype has kind of biases that we have. That's number 3. That's we need to check our biases. We need to be able to know that we have biases related to that or anybody. So we should be a caution when we talk about mental health so that people around us will not get impacted when we talk about it. And 4, the word we use. Some of the word we use is very important, very, very, very important. We have to be sensitive about those words that we use all the time. Yes, in our society, we use them all the time casually. We use all these words. Well, we need to be a little bit sensitive to it because this impact on people a lot and it gives them a different narrative when it comes to these words that we use. It's very, very important. So if what you hear today touched you or you have any family member who can benefit from this little video, share it. Subscribe below if you need to be getting more video from us. Until then, take care of your mental health awareness and be strong.